Hello and welcome to the video for the answer key for the PowerPoint MO 300 2019-365 curriculum, Domain 1 hands-on exercise. As you can see, I've already arranged my screen in the 2/3, 1/3 split with the PowerPoint presentation at the top and the instructions at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and just start working through these instructions. Number 1, download the practice files and save them to a folder. We've already done that. We've done number 2, opened the files and arranged them on your desktop as demonstrated. So let's go ahead and go right to instruction number 3. Change the slide size on the entire presentation from standard 4 by 3 to widescreen 16 by 9. If prompted, choose to ensure fit rather than maximize. So the command button for changing your slide size is on the Design tab. I will click once to make the slideshow my active window, and then click the Design tab. I'll move on over here to the Customize group and choose the slide size drop-down. We are currently in standard. We want widescreen. I'll go ahead and click. And now I am looking at a widescreen setup more suitable for today's modern monitors. Okay, step number 4. Enter the slide sorter view. Place slide number 4, the Knowledge is Power slide, between slides 2 and 3. So the slide sorter view, the view shortcuts live down here. You can also, of course, get at them by going to the View tab and looking at the presentation views. I'm going to go ahead and use the slide sorter shortcut right here. And I am now in the slide sorter view. The instructions ask me to take the Knowledge is Power slide number 4, click and drag, and move it right in between slides 2 and 3. So it is now directly after the before the interview slide, but ahead of the in-person interviewing slide. Done. Instruction number 5, enter read mode. Again, down here with these little view shortcuts, you got normal, slide sorter, there's reading view. Reading view also lives up here. So I'm going to enter read mode. Click right there. Observe how your ribbon disappears. Notice that that's gone. We're just in read mode, and now I'm just flipping through my slides one at a time as if I'm in the slideshow. Number 6 says to launch your slideshow without exiting read mode. So I'm going to do that. Note, though, it says in step number 7 has to be done while you're viewing the slideshow. And because the slideshows are full screen, I'm not going to be able to access these instructions once I get there. So I'm going to read ahead and do have number 7 in my back pocket so I know how to do it when I'm in there. So number 7 says, while I'm in presentation mode, using the controls available to you while I'm showing the slideshow, display presenter mode. Once you've explored presenter mode, escape from the slideshow. Now, if you have a 2-monitor setup, you may get your slideshow on one screen and your presenter mode on the other. If that's the case, you can skip this step, but I'm going to go ahead and do both of them right now for you. So I'm going to enter the slideshow. I'm going to launch the slideshow, and then while I'm there, I'm going to go into presenter mode and then have a look around. Okay? So I'm going to come back to my slideshow here, and I can enter presenter mode by clicking right here on this slideshow button. So notice I don't have my ribbon, right? So I'm not going to be able to get at my quick access toolbar, not going to be able to get at my slideshow tab to go into play slideshow. You got to know where this tiny little button lives. So I'm going to click on this. And now I am in slideshow mode. Hard to see, but look down here at these tiny, tiny little buttons. You can use these to advance and retreat through your slideshow, to mark up your slideshow, to go into that slide sorter view. Or you've got these 3 little options dots. Go ahead and click here. And one of your options is Show Presenter View. Go ahead and click on that. And now this is what Presenter View will look like. It shows you the very first slide that you're looking at. It shows you what the next slide is. And if there are any notes that are associated with the slide right here, you will see them. I can advance through here, seeing all my screen and my notes. You can play around in here, go backwards and forwards, do whatever you like. And when you are done, you can end the slideshow clicking this button, or you can press the Escape key in the upper left of your keyboard. So now we are back to our slideshow and our instructions. We've already done 6 and 7. So now we are on 8. Once you're out of the slideshow, you may notice that you're still in slide sorter view. If this is the case, switch back to the normal view. I can do normal right here, or I can come back to normal right here. Either one will work. So that's 8. Number 9, in the slideshow properties, add to tags the word career, and in the categories, add the words interview and promotions. Okay, so in order to go backstage to my properties, I will click the File tab. I'm on the info screen here, and here are my properties. In the tags, I'm going to add the word career. And then under categories, I'm going to add interview and comma promotions. So now I have those added to my properties, and I'll go back to the main screen. Number 10, using the Slide Master view, change the theme to dividend. Okay, and then we'll exit the Slide Master view and observe the change to our presentation. So in order to get into the Slide Master view, remember we need to be on the View tab, go to the Master Views group right here, and we will go to the Slide Master tab. In order to switch themes, we will go ahead and grab the Themes drop-down right here, and we're going to look for Dividend. So if I remember correctly, Dividend is this white and purple one, but you just mouse over the names of the themes or the thumbnails of the themes and their name will appear. So I'm going to switch this to Dividend by clicking here. And you'll notice all of my layouts over here now have a different color scheme, different placeholders, different text and font. I'm going to go ahead and close my master view so that I can look at my slideshow. And now I can see that all of my slides have a different look and feel now because I have chosen a different theme. So that's a cool way to make a big change. All right. Number 10 is done. Number 11. Notice that slide number 10 is a bit of a mess now. So let's go down to slide 10. Oh yeah, slide number 10 is a little bit of a mess. So select that slide and then go to the Home tab. So here I am on the Home tab, and then go to the Slides group. Use the Reset command button to return all the placeholders to their original group settings. So I'll go to the Home tab, to the Slides group here, and use this Reset button. And it takes those customizations that I made in my previous slideshow, and it just returns this slide to however Dividend originally conceived of it. So that's a nice way to fix some cleanup there. It's number 11. Number 12, go back into the Slide Master view and scroll up to the very top layout. So let's go to the View tab, let's go to the Master Views, and let's go to Slide Master. And let's scroll all the way up to the top master, this one right here. It should say, the screen tip should say Dividend Slide Master used by slides X through X. So Dividend Slide Master used by slides 1 through 13, okay? Select this layout with a single click. In the preview that appears at the right, select the Edit Master Styles Content placeholder. Splitting over pages here by single clicking on the bounding box. So this dotted line, this is the bounding box. If I single click there, you can tell it's been selected because I now have resizing bubbles on the corners and the midpoints. So now I'm going to navigate to the Home tab in the Font group, and I'm going to use the Increase Font Size button to increase the font size to 18 plus. This note here is really important. You have to use this Increase Font Size button right here. So I just navigated to the Home tab, to the Font group. I have to use this button because that 12 plus here indicates that inside this placeholder, there are different font sizes. You see how they have the biggest font size at the top bullet point level, and then they drop the font size down every descending bullet point level? That means that the smallest font in here is 12-point font, and it gets bigger from there. It doesn't mention how much bigger, but it does get bigger. If I grabbed this drop down and applied a font size, it would make everything inside this box the same size, and I don't want that. I want to preserve that bigger font for the top level, smaller font for the mid levels, smallest for the lowest level. If you use these buttons to increase and decrease your font size, it respects where the font starts and just increases everything a place on this drop-down menu. Each one of these places, it changes your font by one place on that list for every time you click this button. So I'm going to make sure I have the outside bounding box selected. My cursor is not blinking in here on any one particular bullet point, and I'm going to use this button to increase my font size to 18 plus. And you see everything gets a little bit incrementally bigger. So that's what we want. While we're still in the Slide Master view, let's insert a briefcase icon onto 2 layouts. Notice this is my top master slide. Each one of these layouts has a name. This is the title slide layout. This is the table title and content layout. We are looking to insert this little briefcase onto the title slide and the section header layout. This is the title slide layout. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go to the Insert tab. I'm going to go to the icons here, and I'm going to just type briefcase into the search bar, and there it is. I click it, I insert it, and now here it is. So I'm just going to put it right here in the middle, and it says apply the size, color, and effect of your choice to the briefcase to make it as awesome as you wish. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger, put it right in the middle using my little guides. Notice I have a graphics tool format tab here that opens up, and once this icon is selected, I have access to all of these tools. So I'm going to go to the graphics fill here, and I'm going to make this briefcase pink. I'm going to use Plum Accent 1, lighter by 75%. I'm going to give it an outline. I'm going to give it a, I don't know, maybe blue? Nah, I'm going to give it a lighter pink outline. The Plum lighter by 80%. And maybe I will give it a little shadow. Not that you can see it very well. Maybe I will go down to my shadow here and go to my shadow options, and under color, see how it's a dark color? You're not going to be able to see that. Let's give it a blue shadow. That's a little bit easier to see. And then, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so there's my briefcase. I'm going to take that briefcase. I'm going to select it. I'm going to do Control C to copy it. I could also do the same on the Home tab to the copy. And then I'm going to find, I want this to go on the title slide layout already there and the section header layout. So I'm just going to mouse over these till I find the one called the section header layout, and there it is. So I'm going to take this now and I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste this little briefcase on the section header. I'm going to make it smaller by grabbing that corner resizing handle, and I'm just going to drop it right here on this edge. And I'm putting it right on top of the footer and the page number and everything because I have not asked those to show and I've not populated them, so they're not going to show up in my actual presentation. So I'm just going to plop that right there. Okay, so I applied the size, color, and effect of my choice. I'm going to close the Slide Master view now. Go back to the Slide Master tab and close. And now that you're back in the presentation, observe the icon on every slide in this presentation that uses either the title layout or the section header layout. There should be 4 of them. So this is a title, Interview Like a Boss. There we go. Here's a section header. So that's 1, that's 2. Here's a section header. That's 3. And there's a section header. That's 4. So good for us. We did it. Number 14, re-enter the Slide Master view and navigate to the Content with Caption layout. So back to the Master view by going to the View tab, going to the Master Views into Slide Master. We want to navigate to the Content with Caption layout. Let's see. Is it, which one could it be? To Content, blank layout. Here we go, Content with Caption. It is used by slide 13. So I'm going to click on that one. In the purple bar at the bottom, so this is the purple bar at the bottom of the screen, just above the date and the slide number placeholders, there is a text placeholder with white text, this one right here. The font inside it is at 11 points, and I can tell by clicking on that. And I've just got this one selected, right? So that's just this one placeholder. Now, if I go to the Home tab and I look up here in my font group, you can see that it is at 11-point text. Let's increase this to 24 points. Notice there's no plus at the end here. I'm working with one font size. So I can grab this drop down and just select 24. Done. While you are still in the Slide Master view, navigate to the Comparison layout. So comparison layout, and I'm just mousing over these and letting them introduce themselves. The screen tip tells me what they're called. It says it's used by slides 4 and 10, okay? So I'll click on that one. On this one, we want to remove the footer placeholders from this slide using the checkbox on the Slide Master tab. So I'll go to the Slide Master tab, and here in the Master Layout group, there are checkboxes for the title and the footers. I want to remove the footers by unchecking this box. And when I do that, notice the footers disappear. Those tiny little placeholders that have the footer, the date, the time, the slide number of. Okay, so those are gone. Now we want to move and resize the content placeholders and subtitle placeholders to use the space that I have just freed up. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two and I'm going to move them down. So I'm going to click on the first one to select it. And here is a little pro tip for you. If I want to do, like I've got basically two sets of twins here, right? I've got two subtitles and I've got two content placeholders and they are identical. I want to make the same changes to both of them. So if I want to do the same thing to two separate placeholders, I'm going to select the first one. I'll hold down my shift key and I'll click on the second one. Now they're both selected and I can grab the bounding box. I don't want to grab a resizing handle. That would resize both of these. I just want to move them. So I'm going to put my four-headed directional arrow on a boundary line between resizing handles, click and hold, and now I can drag this down the screen, take up more of that room. Then I think I'm going to do the same little trick. So click, hold down my shift key, and click, and I'm going to resize these. I'd like these to be just a little bit bigger. And then I would like the font inside them to also be bigger. Look how small these subtitles are compared to this top level bullet. So while I've still got these selected, I'm going to go back to my home tab and I'm going to bump up that font. Yeah, that looks better to me. All right, and maybe this is just a little bit big. Maybe I will grab these and give them just a little bit more space as well. And then, okay, so feel free to play with the text size or color if you want to. If you're not a huge fan of this color, just, do whatever you like. You can always just select an element of the screen. And even while the Slide Master tab is open, you still have access to the Home tab. You have access to all of these tools that you're used to having. So feel free to play around. I'm fine with what I have there, though. And this just reminds you that you can resize a placeholder by clicking on any of the resizing handles at the corners or at the midpoints to make them bigger or smaller. And you can move the placeholders by clicking and dragging anywhere else that's not a resizing handle. Just grab the border line that doesn't have any particular elements on it, click, hold, and you can move it all around. So now I'm going to close out of the master view here. Oh, sorry, Slide Master. Head over to Close Master View, and I will look at slide 13, and you can see that my white font is much bigger now. Let's go over to, what did we say, the comparison slide. Did we use any of those? Yes, this one right here. Number 4 is a comparison slide, and this increased our font size here, and it gave us a little bit more room at the bottom of the screen when we moved these content placeholders down. Okay, looks like we are going to re-enter the Slide Master view, and we're going to create a new layout this time. Ooh, good times, fun. So let's go to the View tab, and let's enter the Slide Master view. All right, so from the Slide Master tab in the Edit Master group, right here, click the Insert Layout button. And notice whatever slide I have selected, the last one that I worked on, it's going to insert my new layout right after it. So I'm going to go to Insert New Layout. There it is. I'm going to find the new layout in my left sidebar and right click. And I'm going to choose a rename. We're going to rename this layout 3 pictures because I'm going to insert 3 picture placeholders. Okay, and rename. Okay, select the title placeholder right here and apply whatever shape fill color you like. So when I select this, you'll notice I get my Drawing Tools Format tab up here. I'm going to go to the Shape Styles group right here and to the Shape Fill, and I'm going to pick this Plum Accent 2. And notice when I do that, all of a sudden the text that was inside it that wasn't visible before because it was white is now visible. So that fixed one big problem right out of the gate. Okay, part D. Now insert 3 online image placeholders and arrange them on the slide in any way that you like. So in order to insert a placeholder, you're going to have to go back to the Slide Master tab here and work in the Master Layout group and choose the Insert Placeholder button. I'm going to grab this drop down and I'm going to find the online image and I'm going to click it once. Looks like nothing happened, but I get this plus sign instead of my point your mouse now. So I'm going to click and hold and I'm going to drag myself a placeholder or a picture placeholder about the size and shape that I want. And then instead of doing that 2 more times, I'm just going to go to the Home tab and I'm going to copy. See, this is already selected, so it's going to copy whatever I select. I'm going to click copy, and then I'm going to come up here to the paste button, and I'm going to click it 2 times. 1, 2. All right, we're going to arrange these on the slide now any way we like. So I'm going to just drag these around, and I'm going to let these little red arrows remind me or show me when I've got everything about in the center. So yeah, that's fine for now. I've got 3 little pictures. Where are we now? Use the background styles command button to choose a prefab background or click the format background option to customize the background. So back on the slide master tab, we're going to go to the background group and we're going to go to the background styles button right here. So when I say a prefab background, you can choose any one of these pre-done backgrounds. You'll notice they have different gradients, they have different color schemes, they have all kinds of cool things. If one of these appeals to you, by all means use it. I'm going to go to the format background button here though, because I like to play back here. So if I just wanted a solid fill, I could choose a color. And let's say I wanted it to be this blue color. It would make my entire background blue. Don't love that though. So what I like to do though is I'm going to play with a gradient fill. Now gradient fill allows me a couple of things. See how it kind of shifts from white to hot pink? This one has gradient stops. And if you just go with the color that they gave you and choose the default, they give you, well, it looks like sort of like this. You can take these markers though, and you can change at what percentage of the screen they shift to that color. So what I like to do though is I'm going to use this white accent 1, and then I'm going to move this to about 25% of the way through. And then I'm going to, while this position is selected, I'm going to grab this little color button here, and I'm going to actually say, change that to blue. And then I kind of like this one at pink. That's great. But then this last one, let's make it, really dark. Oh, I don't like that. Chose the wrong pink. Let's go with this one for really dark. I think we can do better than that. Yeah, let's do the blues. And then I can just kind of screw around with this. How much is dedicated to what? Yeah, okay, that's great. And then if I want to, right now I've got a preset gradient. I can pick one of these. Or if I just want to choose a different direction, see how this one kind of goes top to bottom, I can choose them to slide the colors to shift in different directions by choosing one of these. I'm going to do that one. All right, so that's really cool. Now, here's the thing. If you get into like a little pickle and you're thinking, wow, I've really made some wacky changes and I'm not sure that I love any of them, you can always reset your background by clicking this button to go back to scratch. If, however, the opposite happens and you totally fall in love with this, you're like, I want every slide to have this, you can click the Apply to All button and every single slide in your presentation will take this on. If you're happy with just what we're dealing with, then you can go ahead and click the Close button right here, and only this one slide has your fancy background. All right, so let's go ahead and close the slide master view. So we'll close that up. And then we're going to go to the Home tab to the Slides group, and I'm going to grab this New Slide button and just grab the drop down so that you can see that this new slide layout is now available to us. We have our title slide, title and content, section header, all the stuff you're used to seeing. But in addition, we have our wacky 3-picture slide layout available. So that's awesome. Okay, so if you want to, at this point, you can insert a new slide and just see what it's like to play with. If you do this, though, you have to insert it at the very end of the slideshow so it doesn't screw our numbering up. So I could just say, give me a new slide, give me these 3 pictures here, and it's going to pop it in at the end. I can say this is Susan's play slide. And then if I just want to see what it's like to download some images, I just click on this. I go out to the internet. I might say I want a picture of puppies. And then I get some pictures of puppies. I'll take this little fella because it's fall. I will insert him, and there he is. And now I can resize him and move him all around the screen and make him adorable. And you can continue to do this for all of these. I encourage you actually to go ahead and play with this. It's fun and it's great skill building. Okay, so now we're going to enter the handout master view. So go to the View tab. And this time, still in the master views here, we're going to click on Handout master. Let's change the handout orientation to landscape. So here's your handout orientation in the page setup group. We'll go ahead and switch to landscape. We're going to change the number of slides per page to 4. So grab the slides per page. It is defaulting to 6. Let's choose 4. Let's apply a background style. Right here in the background group, we'll choose something easy to spot like this dark blue. That'll be great. And we will close the handout master view. All right, in step 18 now, we're going to enter the Notes Master. So again, back to your View tab, back to the Master Views. Let's go to the Notes Master here. We're going to choose a background style to apply. So again, background styles, I'm going to choose something very different from the Handouts Master. In the header field, type My Presentation Notes. Now, it's hard to see the header, but it's right there. If you click in there, you can type My Presentation Notes. Don't need a capital O in Notes. Okay. And then we're going to exit by closing the Notes Master view. Now we're on step 19. It is printing time, or at least it's print preview time. So let's see what this looks like. We're going to go backstage by clicking the File tab, and we'll go to the Print button. All right, so here we are in print preview. The default is printing all of your slides in full page. So let's ask for a custom range instead. So I'm going to go down here. You don't even need to choose custom range. If you just stay on print all slides and you start typing here in this slides button, it's going to give you a custom printing automatically. So I'm going to choose slides 1, 7, 9 through 11, and 12. And we're going to choose to print in grayscale. So I'm going to come down here, and rather than choose color, I'm going to go with grayscale. Okay. And using the page arrows at the bottom of the print preview screen, verify that you are in fact printing only those 6 slides and that they are showing in grayscale. So I'm going to use these little print preview navigation tools here. And I'm flipping through those 6 slides. And there they are. Looks good. Let's reset to color. Okay. And remove the custom range. And I do that just by selecting it and backspacing it out of there. So now, instead of printing all choosing to print all slides, we're going to make sure to print all slides. There we are, yep. Instead of full page slides, now we're going to choose to print your notes pages. So right here where it says full page slides, I'm going to grab that, and you will see that at the very top here, you have 3 choices: full page slides, note pages, and an outline. You also have handout options right here. I'm going to choose notes pages, and you will see that our background has printed as we chose. So the background we selected, the Notes Master view is, now did your header display in the print preview? I do not see my header up here. So if it didn't, you want to click the Edit Header and Footer option just below the color black and white grayscale dropdown. So you see right here where it says Edit Header and Footer? Go ahead and click on this. You'll notice that it does not include the header here for some reason. If that ever happens to you, just click this button and say Apply to All. And now all of your notes pages have My Presentation Notes clicking right there. I'm not sure if they covered that in the skills videos, but it is really common. You took care of it in the master view, and for some reason it doesn't come through to print preview. So just know you always have this edit header and footer button here. Now let's choose to print handouts. So I'm going to go back to print what, and I'm going to choose handouts. The question is, what does it want us to choose there? So observe that while you have to select the number of slides, what did it say? We want to print handouts. Even though we said we wanted 4 slides per page back in the master view, they still give us all of the options here. So if I come here to the handouts, I can say, give me, 6 slides. And it'll give me all 6. Notice the background that I chose is the same here. And I think that we've talked about this before, but the difference between horizontal slides and vertical slides is just the order. If you're on 6 slides horizontal, this is slide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If I chose 6 slides vertical, the paper stays landscape, but the order in which they print is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if that makes sense. So we're going to go ahead and exit backstage without printing anything. And now we're on step 21. Let's create a custom slideshow that uses only slides 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9, and we're going to name it the quick version. So in order to do this, we need to go to the Slideshow tab and go to the Custom Slideshow button here and click Custom Shows. We're going to name this, we're going to do a new custom show, and we are going to name it Quick Version. And we want to choose slides 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. And then we add them. And now this numbers them 1 through 7 because these are the only 7 slides we're showing, but they are in fact giving us for the first slides 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. And then we'll say OK. And we can say close. So 22, let's set up your slideshow option so that your pen color is orange and your laser pointer color is green. Okay, in that case, we want to go to Setup Slideshow, and we want to come down here to Pen Color and Laser Color. We want our pen color to be orange and our laser pointer color to be green. And then we'll say OK. All right, let's rehearse our slideshow timings, where you read the notes for each page and see how long it takes you to complete your entire show. Do not save your timings. Okay, so we're still on the slideshow tab here. The rehearse timings button is here. Go ahead and click on that. And all we do here is we read our notes for each page. And every time we are done and we want to advance to the next page, we just click next. And then we read our notes for this page. We see how long it takes us. This timer is ticking down my per slide time. And this timer is ticking down my whole slideshow time. All this lets me do is just figure out how long I'm probably going to need to play each of these slides while I talk about it. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And it says the total time for my slideshow was fill in the blank. Do you want to save your new slide timings? Just say no. This is just for practice to figure out how long it'll take you to do this slideshow. And then if you were setting up the slideshow to play all by itself, you could ask it to use the timings when you finished if you wanted to. Number 24, adjust your slideshow settings so that your slideshow will not play narrations, but it will use presenter view. If you have a 2-monitor setup, play your slideshow now to see what presenter view looks like. Take some time to play around with it. If you only have 1 monitor, you don't need to launch the slideshow. You can use the Alt plus F5 key to preview that. So we said don't play narrations. So again, I'm on the slideshow tab here. And in the setup group right here, I can decide whether I want my narrations that I recorded to play. I do not, but I do want to use presenter view right here. I'm working with a 1-monitor setup, so I can hold down my Alt key and then press the F5 key, and then I can see what presenter view looks like even if I don't have a second monitor right now. We've seen this before, so I just wanted you to be able to see how you enter that from a single screen. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the Escape button to get out of here. And we'll move on to number 25. We're going to encrypt this slideshow with the password MOS and then mark this presentation as final. We do all this backstage. So I'll go to the File tab and I will go to the Info button. And here under Protect Presentation, I have some options. So first, I'm going to encrypt with a password. I'm going to make the password MOS. I will say OK. I will re-enter my password so they're totally sure it is MOS. I say OK. And then I'm going to mark this presentation as final. So same place, just go down to mark as final, and I will say OK. So now this document has been marked as final, OK. I'm going to save and close this presentation. So I've already saved it, so now I'm just going to close it. OK. So I'm going to reopen this presentation. So mine is in that PowerPoint D1 file. And I'm going to open up this presentation, and you'll notice the first thing it does is ask me for my password. So I'll enter the password. I'll say OK. And now it is marked as final. Notice that you can get around this just by saying edit anyway. And that removes the mark as final, and you're back into everything that you need to edit this, this PowerPoint. So that was number 27. Check this presentation for compatibility issues with PowerPoint 97 through 2003. They should identify one. In order to do this, you're going to go backstage again, but instead of using the Protect presentation, you're going to use Inspect presentation, and you're going to check for compatibility issues. So this automatically is comparing it against PowerPoint 97 through 2003, and there is one slide that is going to be a problem for us. So I'll just say OK, and we're going to return to the normal view of the presentation. Let's choose a slide and add a comment. I will grab, the slide already has a comment on it. Let's grab slide 7, and I will go to Review, and I will add a new comment. I will say, make sure to stress putting the phone all the way away. Okay, added my comment. Step 31, let's reply to the comment on slide 8. So let's go to slide 8 here. And if this comment sidebar is not open, you can always click on this button to open it. And then you will see my comment. This font is a bit small. I will reply, I completely agree. Okay, and now there's my comment, my original comment, and my follow-up to this. We want to delete both your reply and the original comment. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can click this delete button to delete everything, or you can click this delete button here to delete just the one comment at a time, or both comments. You can also use this drop down right here to delete the comment, delete all the comments on a slide, or delete all the comments in this presentation. So if I select this one, and I go to delete, and I just say delete, it deletes that comment and the reply. So that's great. So let's go to number 32. Let's export this slideshow as a PDF. Include only the current slide, the one that we're looking at, and do not allow the PDF to be created to be opened automatically. I'm going to close this comment sidebar. We're going to go to the File tab to go backstage, and we are going to go to the Export option right here. I'm going to use this Create PDF button, and I am going to ask it to not open the file after publishing, because we were asked not to open it automatically. I'm going to go to the options here, and I'm going to tell it to do only the current slide. I will say OK. And then I will say Publish. All right, so that's done. If you want to check to make sure that it's done, you can always open up your Files Explorer where we saved our original files and navigate to the desktop, find that folder, and now you will see that I have a PDF version, and I can move this over so you can see this is a PDF version of that slideshow, and it contains only the one slide that I had open at the time that I did the export. Close out of there, we'll close that. All right, now we're at number 33. Now save as a PowerPoint file the 97 through 2003 version. Use the Change File Type button. So once again, File, we'll go to Export, and there is a Change File Type button right here. Go ahead and click on this one, and we will choose the 97 through 2003 version, and we will say Save As. You will notice this is going to save it as a PPT. A PPTX is the most updated version. This is the 97 through 2003 version. I will hit Save, and I will get a warning about that one piece of text on slide 13 that isn't compatible with the earlier versions. I'll just go ahead and continue. And then it's going to offer me, it may offer you the XML file type, and if it does, just say no thank you. And then that's it. You are done. Congratulations. That was great work. It was a lot. As always, if you have any questions, or if you arrived at the same conclusion that we did via a different method, or if you ended up getting to a different place using what you think is the same method, by all means, reach out to your team, reach out to an instructor or a facilitator, and we would be happy to get on a call with you and explore what's going on. Otherwise, great job. Please feel free to repeat this exercise as many times as you want, even just pieces of it, until you feel really confident that you have all of these skills cemented. And then you can move forward into the next domain, confident that you know what you're doing and that you're building on a solid foundation. Again, congratulations, great work, and we'll see you next time.